All right, guys, welcome back to another Wednesday. Today is protocol day, and we're going to dive right into that. But first of all, everyone who's watching, welcome to the live stream, guys. Welcome to the live stream. Let me know also in the comments below if you like this live stream format or you'd rather go back to like quick, precise, effective videos. Let me know, or maybe a nice, healthy combination of both. Guys, what's happening? B-Rad, what's happening? Anders, what's going on? Alex, Eric, Suvir, Ogobasco, what's going on, guys? Let me know where you're tuning in from. As always, let's get into it, guys. Today I want to talk about Avalanche. Avalanche is incredibly impressive. If you guys have noticed, Solana, which is stealing a lot of the limelight, keeps going down, and every time that they get load on the network, it also goes down. And I'm not saying that Solana. I don't think Solana will fix this. I think that they will, but we don't hear as many reports as for Avalanche going down as we do Solana, not nearly as much. And I've personally used Avalanche quite a bit and always had a very smooth experience, except for back when it first kind of rolled out. There was a time when my tokens got stuck between two of the chains. So I'll get into a little bit about how Avalanche works. And also, I'm going to tell you guys about some of the leading projects on Avalanche that you should be paying attention to, and showing you them their Ethereum counterparts and how much potential we have if we think that Avalanche will be something relevant and the same size as Ethereum is today one day, which I think it will be, absolutely, because Avalanche is just so far ahead technically, and it's a live main networking now, and people are running applications on it with a very smooth experience. One of the best things about it, excuse me, is that you can use MetaMask and it feels identical to Ethereum. So it's really, really cool. Layer 1 blockchain, and they've actually just rolled out subnets. Subnets are something that will give Polkadot parachains a run for their money. It's basically, the same kind of idea where a subnet, anyone can roll out a subnet, and basically it becomes its own layer 1 blockchain, or essentially kind of a layer 2 blockchain. So let me share a screen over here, and we'll get into it. So Avalanche, blazingly fast, low cost, and eco-friendly. So now this eco-friendly thing is going to be a big thing. But honestly, guys, all blockchains that aren't proof of work are pretty eco-friendly as well. So that's not a huge advantage, but it does go well in marketing and social and corporate responsibility. So when you see a lot of these big corporates that are going to be building on blockchain and trying to decide which one they should go to, they're getting a lot of backlash if they're not building on something that has a low economic or a low carbon footprint. So one of the things that I want to come down to is this kind of comparison table down here. And you can see this isn't actually accurate. Transaction finality on Polkadot is faster than 60 seconds. Maybe this is back in the day. This is one thing I wanted to point out, but yeah, Bitcoin is super slow. Bitcoin is also not 60 minutes. That's for 6 confirmations. For 1 confirmation, it's only 10 minutes. So this isn't exactly accurate, but the point is that it's still an incredibly impressive ecosystem. So let's get into the ecosystem that's being built on Avalanche. So we have right now 428 projects in total, and 16 in the last month that have been building on Avalanche. Another really great project that you can pay attention to is a good friend of mine, Mark, who's building Avalanche, which is a launch pad on Avalanche. And I'm really impressed by what they're doing. But you can see this enormous ecosystem being built out in Avalanche. So basically, what is Avalanche? So it's basically a very fast, low transaction cost network that is decentralized and has basically, I don't want to say unlimited scalability, but that's kind of the goal that they're going for. Since you can add new subnets or shards to each to Avalanche itself. And the way that it's formatted on 3 different layers, and I'll get into that a bit in a minute, it basically allow high scalability and theoretically the network shouldn't congest. So I'm sure all blockchains roll out with something that is kind of that kind of starts, and then as demand increases, they can increase the transaction speed, finality, throughput. By increasing shards. And that's, yeah, let me stop the screen there. So I'm very excited about Avalanche, and just to kind of give you guys a bit of an overview about what it is. So basically you've got some different chains, right? You've got X chain, C chain, and P chain. And doing these different layers of the protocol are essentially to allow different types of things to happen on different layers in order for them not to congest each other and to keep the things that need to be separated, to allow each of them to run smoother. And yes, like I said, the most important thing is that it allows organization of the network and to allow everything to operate much, much smoother. So what are each layers? So X chain is basically where you're creating new digital assets, and it's also a transfer chain. So if I want to mint a new NFT or whatever, I'm going to do that on the X chain. And what I got to do then, I have to transfer my assets from X chain to C chain. C chain is basically the smart contract layer. This is the layer that that you're using 99% of the time, especially as the end user. When you're using Avalanche, you're going to be using C chain. This is also where EVM lives. So the Ethereum virtual machine, which basically makes it so any Solidity smart contract app, anything built with an Ethereum environment can also live on the C chain on Avalanche. So, and the P chain is essentially the platform chain, which is mostly done for staking, for operating validators and validator rewards being paid out on the P chain. So, so those are essentially the different chains that are on Avalanche ecosystem. Now, subnets, guys, subnets are incredibly important. So, basically, a subnet is kind of like I've described before, almost like a parachain or a chain that anybody can build quite quickly. If you want to have your own app running on your own chain, it's also nice. Imagine that Axie Infinity, instead of Axie having to have built out their own Ethereum sidechain, they could have just launched a subnet and had all their transactions processing on their own blockchain, with ultimate finality landing on the Avalanche mainnet network for immutability and decentralization and things like that. So, so a subnet, even though it is a layer 1 blockchain, it functions more like a layer 2 in a way, which is really interesting, right? So you can actually create your own economics on a subnet, which is super beneficial. I talk about this in the Polkadot network quite often, and and you can a DApp can choose to subsidize the cost of the gas transactions for their end users on their own subnets. Incredibly important and makes me incredibly bullish in Avalanche. Guys, I'm making this video because I think that Avalanche is, even though it got a lot of hype and attention, and if we look here on here, we can see Avalanche now is number 11 overall. And so I would absolutely consider Avalanche a blue chip at this point. It's proved itself for the most part. Of course, it can't really prove itself until it's something like the size of Ethereum, where it's processing thousands of applications at one time. But so far, so good. It's running very smoothly, and most people that I know, that I trust their opinion on, in tech, in crypto and blockchain space, are incredibly bullish on Avalanche. You can see here that right now the market cap is at almost 22 billion compared to Solana. It's like 40% below Solana's market cap, and I really believe that Avalanche at this point, due to its stability and the subnets rolling out, and the fact that it already has EVM, which Solana doesn't, I believe even right now Avalanche should be higher than Solana, in my opinion. But let's get into a bit of get back into the ecosystem. So, so I really want to kind of show you guys some opportunities here about some of the existing applications that are being built that have Ethereum counterparts that we can compare them to. So we can take a look at the Avalanche ecosystem and what potentially could be some great opportunities for some things that have significant upside, 10, 20x is still left in them, even if they only make it to the current Ethereum counterpart, or BSC counterpart levels right now. So the first one that I want to talk about is Banky. So the ticker is QI, and it currently has a market cap of $110 million. So yeah, B-Rad says heaps better than ADA. Yes, I can't even find the words to tell you how much better I think this will be than Avalanche will be than Cardano. It's night and day. I don't even know what Cardano offers that is actually interesting or special, to be honest with you. So, so Benki's counterpart is either Aave or MakerDAO, right? So Aave right now has a current market cap of 2.5 billion compared to Benki at simply 110 million. So, so Benki is basically a lending and borrowing app. It's a DeFi app that has, you know, so that functions like Maker and Aave, which is a lending and borrowing protocol. So it's a peer-to-peer marketplace for crypto loans. And I think that this obviously has about 22x in it if it only goes to where Aave's current market cap is, right? Super, super, super bullish. The next one we could talk about is, let's see, we'll talk about NFT marketplaces. Now, this one is a much, much, much more risky play, but it does have a significant potential for upside. So NF Trade, I know these guys, and I think they're doing some really special things. The problem is that OpenSea has established such a strong dominance right now in the market, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal. It's very centralized. It's very centralized. There's a lot of censorship in OpenSea, and the royalties are the 2.5% that's paid back to OpenSea goes to OpenSea. And so a lot of these better platforms as far as user value creation are going to be the things that are competing, like we saw. But you know, another thing too is look at like when we talk about things like vampire attacks, right? What we saw with OpenDAO and we saw with Looksrare. These are very smart plays, very, very, very smart plays, right? And to me, if I could think of one thing right now that that probably has potential to overtake OpenSea, actually would be something like Looksrare, right? So Looksrare did what's called a vampire attack, and that's essentially when you poach the community of another project by incentivizing them to do so. So Looksrare, if you guys aren't familiar, you guys probably are. They did basically a massive airdrop to all OpenSea participants. And if you have been trading on OpenSea, you got some Looksrare in your wallet, or you had to go claim them. But it was a way to get a tremendous amount of users over the platform. So if we go to Etherscan quickly, we could see that right now there's about 19,000 wallet holders of Looksrare. So pale in comparison to SOS actually, but nonetheless, SOS is just a DAO, open DAO, and Looksrare is actually an NFT marketplace that has really cool functionality. It feels a lot like OpenSea, but it gives back all the fees to the token holders, and this is a really bullish thing. So the point, why am I telling you all this, Kyle? Well, Kyle, why are you telling us about this? Like, so the fact is that even though NF Trade right now is probably one of the leading NFT marketplaces on Avalanche, do I think it's going to be, you know, the thing that comes out on top? No. Why? Why do I feel like that? B-Rad said, when was airdrop, bro? So it was probably like a month ago, maybe. So if you have been trading on OpenSea and you're not aware of the Looksrare airdrop, make sure that you go check that out and claim that. Quickly, I'll show you how to do that. So you go to just looksrare.org, and I guess it's probably, I hope that they still have it. Let's see if it's under the reward section. No, so I think if you they gave us a time parameter in which you could stake by. I would imagine that's still viable, but you just have to connect your wallet over here, and then I think it would tell you if you got some rewards or not. So, but this is Looksrare anyway, guys, and I think that what's more likely to happen than something like NF Trade becoming a dominant marketplace is more the fact of something like Looksrare integrating Avalanche into their platform, and same thing with OpenSea, for example. So while I think Benki potentially could be quite unique and capture a lot of market share, being an Avalanche native project, but then again, you also have, this is where doing your own research is really important, right? Because Aave is also building and coming over to Avalanche as well. So competition is going to be there, and they have a big user base. So you can see also on the watch list here, there's 125,000 people that are watching Aave, where you only have about 22,500 for Benki. But but it's something to watch and pay attention to, and it will leverage all the hype and things like that happen from Avalanche. So very, very bullish on that. Next, we have Trader Joe. Now, Trader Joe, I use quite a bit as my DEX on Avalanche. It's incredibly fast. It's actually awesome. I really like Trader Joe. You can see it's very popular. 47,000 people are watching it. And the current market cap is $231 million. Now, what can we compare that to in the Ethereum and BSC ecosystems? Obviously, Uniswap, which is at 5.6 billion. Now, Uniswap is super advanced, and they've got, just had massive fundraising, but Uniswap doesn't have a token economy built into it the same way that something like Sushi Swap does, right? So I would say that Sushi Swap, or actually even Pancake Swap actually would probably be the best comparison that we can make. And this is coming in at $2.12 billion. So what is that? So you have Joe's. So it's almost a 10x. It's about 10x from Joe to Sushi. Sorry, Pancake. And I think this is a very, very, very fair comparison to make. So out of the three projects I've mentioned so far, definitely I think Joe, especially considering the traction it has right now, already almost 48,000 people who are liking it. And PancakeSwap, yes, has 4 times more than that, but PancakeSwap is a BSC native DEX. And Avalanche is way better than BSC. CZ, if you're watching this, brother, doesn't mean Binance isn't awesome. It's great. You should definitely list paid there. But I do think that Avalanche is faster, more scalable, more secure, more decentralized, and it's just better technology. I don't think that I don't even think that CZ himself would argue that fact. Considering the fact that BSC is essentially just a Ethereum fork with faster block times. That's exactly kind of what it is. So it's nothing special. Avalanche is completely different technology built using Rust and things like that. So this is the essentially high level of Avalanche, why I'm super, super bullish on it. And I think that it has a tremendous amount of room to go, right? So again, Avalanche, boom, just check it out right here. 238,000 people are watching it, 21 billion. And guys, where do I think layer ones are going to go? I think layer ones are going to easily, and at the top, like let's say in the 5 to 7 years, easily these things are looking at, I would say that they're looking at, somewhat close to $1 trillion market caps for layer ones, very, very realistically, right? So at the grand scheme of things, this is why I would say that Avalanche is a blue chip. And I think it's going to definitely outperform Bitcoin as far as appreciation goes over the next 5 years or something. So, so my strategy in altcoins, early stage investments, more degen plays. And guys, if you want me to make a video about like some super degen projects, the ones that are super low cap have potential to do 100x. These things right now in the immediate, midterm, we're looking at, a 10x potential, right? These lower cap degen projects, things like that I talked about, like I wouldn't even say Decimated is a degen project. Decimated is so good, sitting in a $15 million market cap. That thing has 100x in it for sure, in my opinion, right? So, but what does that mean? Like, we don't really know yet how well gamers around the world are going to receive blockchain games. Are they going, we saw the pushback when Ubisoft announced NFTs in their games. So it is still a risk, even though you can get a AAA title like Decimated with the Unreal Engine, awesome gameplay mechanics, sounds epic. It's still a bit risky. We haven't seen an amazing AAA blockchain game yet that has actually been adopted. So with that being said, my strategy of any lower cap kind of degen play is, eventually taking some profits into more blue chip types of opportunities. Yeah, 100x degen. Now you're talking for sure, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love these degen plays. I think that's where the real money is made. And I can get into an entire video about, maybe we just call it low cap degen stuff or something like that. But really, you have a lot of opportunity in these things. These blue caps, you don't have much room. In a bull run, you've got 5 to 10x. In a bull run for these low caps, you have 100x in there, you know, and they are more risky, but they definitely outperform as far as percentage goes. So so Avalanche, that's Avalanche in a nutshell, guys, and that's why I'm super bullish on it. Now let's get into some news. Also, we could give away some things. Mike, let the people know how they can give how they can win some NFTs for, let's see, cross ages. We should do cross ages, guys. Okay, so I just put a candle under editor's ass to hurry up and get the Cross Ages interview up, because we just did an interview with Cross Ages. If you guys haven't followed Cross Ages yet, I just did an interview with Sammy, one of the co-founders today, and I've been following this Cross Ages since October. It is amazing. So I will give you just a real quick, short overlook of it. Yeah, it's sick. Basically, what they're doing is they're doing a game like what is the one that does it super famous? Magic the Gathering. 35 million players today, and so this is a card-based game like this with NFTs. But they're doing amazing things. Like they have world-class novelists that are writing 7 different novels over the next 10 years. So you can follow along with the storyline. I imagine they'll make movies and TV shows about Across the Ages. They've got a world-class team, and we're giving away 400 NFTs to allow people to go play the game early. The main game should be playable in May. And it's just an incredible team. So really looking forward to putting out that video that going to the interview that I did today with Sammy. And this is going to be amazing. So we can also go into any questions about, yeah. Okay. If you guys have any questions, you want to put them up on the screen, Mike? All right, let's ask some questions real quick before we go into news, guys. I do have some really huge new macro news right now, which is super bullish, super bullish. And I think it's important that I let you guys know about what's going on out there, because we did see a little bit of pullback in the market, and I think that that's healthy, considering that huge run up from like 37 to 45K. Now we're back at like 35 and a half or 43 and a half. Dyslexic today. Yeah. So anyway, okay, let's go to it. B-Rad says, do you think APR 80% is too high for staking cake on PancakeSwap, and that's why it dumped hard in the last correction? APY 80% is definitely too high. So it's okay if, like, what you'll see in a lot of new projects that come into market, or when protocols do mainnet, is you'll see these incredibly high APY or APRs. And that's to basically get a lot of liquidity locked or tokens out of circulation. And it's okay if a project does this for a short period of time. The problem with something like that is inflation is just too high, right? Imagine that you have a circulating supply of like 100 million coins, right, circulating. And let's say 50% of them get locked up and they're getting 80% APY. So now you're getting 50 million tokens and 80% inflation on that a year, in addition to all the private sales, all the advisors, team tokens, all the other tokens that are going to inflate the supply. It's I don't know if that's why it dumped. Everything dumped hard in the last correction. So I don't know how hard. Let's see, PancakeSwap, 81% down. So guys, yeah, I would say, like, for me personally, I would, if I'm going to be putting bets on DEXs, it's going to be Trader Joe's over PancakeSwap, because I really think that people are going to start. It's also super easy, like, to, just as easy as you can build on BSC, you can build on Avalanche. So why would you build on BSC if you can build on Avalanche? It's faster. You could do more, and they're also building something similar, like I talked about Polkadot all the time, with cross-chain communication or interoperability natively between different subnets in the Avalanche ecosystem. So, so yeah, that's my thoughts on PancakeSwap. 80% is way too high. I don't have a question. Just want to say thanks for all the good work you do. Appreciate it. And one day I'll pay for the favor. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, Philip. Much love, brother. Big question. Thailand or Dubai, and why, considering both as valid options to relocate from the UK? We'll definitely get out of the UK. There's no purpose in the world to be there unless you like the rain and miserable people and bad weather. they're totally different. So the cool thing about where I live in Thailand is a 6-hour flight to Dubai, direct, super easy. You could take off at like 2 a.m. and get, and 6 hours later or whatever, or take off at night and arrive in the morning. And you haven't even missed a day. It's a 6 hour, and both places are awesome. So for me personally, since I work my ass off, I like to have a place where I can and be within nature and look out on the ocean. And if I got a stressful day, I could just walk outside and look at the palm trees and flowers and water. And it really helps like keeping your mental space balanced and your physical beings balanced. And it's just beautiful here. Now, Dubai, on the other hand, Dubai is becoming pretty crypto friendly. It's becoming a crypto hub. And it's super dense with interesting people, super high value people. And so if you want to go networking and getting things done, Dubai is a great place to do it. A lot of crypto companies are moving there. It makes it easy for people to get like business and work visas there. And of course, we're doing MetaCon there. The new dates for MetaCon, by the way, are March 12th and 13th. And as soon as the website goes live, I think tomorrow, we will be able to start handing out some free tickets to people who are watching, anyone who wants to go to Dubai and join us at MetaCon. Yep, Mr. Crypto Holman, shout out to you, brother. Okay. Any good games building on Avalanche? Yes. So Decimated, I believe. Oh, no, not Decimated. So Gunzilla, which is one of the most bullish projects I've ever been bullish on. Gunzilla is absolutely sick. So if you're looking for it, you won't really find socials. Well, you can find Gunzilla socials, but their new game will have a different title. But this team is incredible, super talented. 145 devs, AAA game, all the experience of putting out AAA titles before, and it's going to be launching this year. So they recently let me know that they will be building on Avalanche. So that's good to see. And yeah, I'm not sure of anything else at the moment, but I do know that this is a huge AAA title launching at Avalanche. I will go into a couple of news articles and then we'll come back to a couple of questions since Mike isn't sharing them with me. So let's go and jump into some more of this. Okay, guys. So basically, Pompliano says, breaking: the Russian government and central bank have just reached an agreement on cryptocurrencies, according to Russia's Kommersant. Both organizations will treat Bitcoin and crypto assets as currencies. This is incredible. Incredible that we went from like 3 weeks ago, Russia completely banning cryptocurrencies. So they said they were going to do. And then they say, no, all good. We're going to regulate it just as we would regulate any of the currency. So this is great news, especially because we also found out from this channel that that something like 12% of the entire crypto market cap exists in Russia, and they also are a massive mining powerhouse for Bitcoin as well. So yeah, so this is Cross the Ages, guys. Definitely go check it out. Epic. You could actually go. I'll just pump it a little bit more. It's not trading yet, but it's super sick. If you want to get a head start on Cross the Ages to really dive in and understand what it's about, come to the website. There's a sick trailer here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but actually what you can do is you can go here to book, and this is the first novel they're creating, right? And then you can go to read, and you open this Wattpad over here, and you can start reading the first book. So Cross the Ages, the Chrome spell book, and you can start seeing exactly what the storyline is going to be about this game. And guys, what caught my eye the most, what made me so super excited, other than everything else that's obvious already, is if you go down here to the comments, people are ecstatic. People love the book so far. They're addicted. They're relating the characters. Like all of these comments are amazing, right? And this is super, super bullish, right? Why is this bullish? Because you want a cult-like following. You want to build intellectual property and a brand around a game. It has to be just more than a game. It has to be something like The Hobbit or Star Wars or Spider-Man or whatever, where you build this entire ecosystem of products and intellectual property, books, novels, cartoons, whatever, around this whole thing. So Cross the Ages will be more than a game, right? It'll be a TV show. It'll be a movie. It'll be swag. It'll be, NFTs, trading cards, everything. And of course, it has a money market and a play to earn economy built into it. So So that's cool. Guys, this is crazy. The Fed seizes $3.5 billion in Bitcoin stolen from the Bitfinex hack. So where's the picture? There's a picture in here? No, picture's not in here. So basically, there's a picture I saw earlier of like some federal agents sitting in front of a, it's so funny too. Like back in the day or even today when you see like a drug bust, you know, and you got all the federal agents standing around a table full of drugs. Or like, you know, back in the day when you used to bust criminals and they had cash, they would like have a big pile of cash on a table. And this is, I think, guns and stuff like that. We sold all this money. We got all these guns and this cash and everything on the table. This picture, I don't have it, unfortunately, wherever it is. It's just these federal agents sitting in front of a table with a little ledger on there. And this is if you go to Elio Trades channel, shout out to Elio Trades. He actually did a whole video on this covering the stupidity of the guys who actually, it's kind of crazy that they actually were able to hack Bitfinex, get like 125,000 Bitcoin. And then I think that they go out on their TikTok or something like that and made a video about, did we steal $4 billion of Bitcoin? Yes or no, something like that. Insane. So that's dumb of them. But yeah, so the question is then, how does this affect the market? So they were able to recover. So basically what happened is these guys started trying to launder the Bitcoin and then they got caught. And the Fed seized apparently there's about 95,000 Bitcoin still on the ledger. And so the question then becomes, what do they do with this, right? And so they'll probably end up auctioning this off at an auction, and hopefully whoever buys it doesn't just dump it directly on the market. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this. If they were smart, they would just put it in their bank and try to pay off some of this debt that the United States is in, but they're not. So they'll do something with it. Gala Games, guys, like this is should come to no surprise to anybody, but come on, $5 billion is absolutely insane. These guys are behemoths. B-Rad says he tweeted the photo. Thanks, B-Rad. Yeah, waiting to see an arm swap behind an ape pic for sure. Imagine that. Like we confiscated this because people are stealing. People have stolen Bored Apes before, right? They've like done these things where they manipulated wallets or whatever and stole Bored Apes. So it would be hilarious to see some pictures of the feds behind the Bored Ape, and what a cool cover story that would be for them as well. So Gala Games, you know, the behemoth in the crypto blockchain space, basically, you know, are going to deploy $5 billion into NFTs, gaming, music, movies, and anything that has to do with the Gala Games ecosystem. So it's a behemoth, and yeah, that's that. So this is interesting. It's 17 strong. So 17 exchanges basically coming together and saying that we're going to be good. We're going to be good, and we're not going to do shady stuff. So this is all this is. It's basically in response. They're basically scared because the SEC, these bullies, are going to come in and basically giving a lot of crap to a lot of different exchanges. And probably, you know, I don't know if it's for good reason or not. It's probably not for good reason. They probably just want money. But nonetheless, these guys have come together and said, we are going to make sure that we follow the rules. We're not going to wash trade. We're going to do KYC and AML. We're going to do all the things that we need to do to be transparent. Guys, the most important thing I can probably tell you tonight is be extremely careful with your stable coins, right? So Tether is a time bomb, says Congressman Warren Davidson. Now, if you're new to crypto, you might not know the drama and controversy behind Tether, but I'll sum it up for you real quick. So there's like, let's just go look at what exactly it is. So USDT. Right now, there's this is way too much money. $78.5 billion in value on the Tether network. Now, almost, I think something like 3% of this is actually backed. So Tether is supposed to be for every Tether minted in circulation. So right now, when the idea of Tether was first pitched to us, it was supposed to be for every Tether minted, there's $1 in reserve to back it. So that at any point in time, anyone with a Tether could go and trade it for a US dollar. Now, we came to find out that there was no transparency in the reserves of USDT. And when it was forced to do so, we found out that Tether had something like 3% of this actually in cash reserves. And the other 97% was in like bonds and like really risky assets. And like, I think, you know, stupid stuff like stamps or like dumb stuff, like stuff that definitely more than likely wouldn't be liquid. And if there was ever a run on Tether where people wanted to get their value out of it, they wouldn't be able to do that at all. These are not liquid assets, and more than likely the value does not equal 78.5 billion. So it is a ticking time bomb. Some people say that Tether's too big to fail. I don't think that that's the case. So what are your alternatives? Well, your alternatives are something like USDC. And that seems to be the thing that people are going with more. So USDC is more friendly with regulators. It's it's a Circle. So Circle is the big institutional company that kind of founded it. I think there's some. I think Coinbase is highly involved with it as well. And these guys are definitely going to be a bit more on the legal regulatory side. However, a sad piece of news. While we thought that USDC was going to be 1-to-1 backed by a dollar, and they were supposed to have super transparency with the reserves, I recently learned that they actually switched to the same kind of model that Tether has, where it's not 1-to-1 backed by dollars. So again, that's not the best model, and these things are quite dangerous, right? So what are your other options? Your other options is something like something like a algorithmic stable coin, right? And Maker does a pretty good job at this. And Maker, if you are not familiar, they have DAI. Actually, sorry. So it's not Maker, it's DAI, right? So DAI, Maker is the volatile coin, and then DAI is a stable coin. So, so this is more and staying very stable. Let's see if they had any crazy irregularities in the last year. No, not really. I mean, look at this. This is a 1-year chart. I mean, it's been done an incredible job at staying stable, and it's algorithmically stable. The way that they do that is like a lending and borrowing and raising and lowering interest on the loans. If the price cuts are getting too high, they are going to increase interest rates on the loans, encouraging people to close out their loans and pay back that, and then this basically creates sell pressure and lowers the price. And the opposite is true if they need to raise the price of DAI. So it's an algorithmically stable coin. And this, you don't have to worry about the backing from reserves. So while this, I would say, is potentially, it's a bit scary, and it's in the long run, if these can remain stable, it's a much better option. So moral of the story is don't use Tether. You're probably better off using USDC right now, and pay attention. I really don't think that that regulatory bodies would just rug pull everybody. And here it says ADA is a new stable coin. yeah, it's true. That's very true. So so I think that these algorithmic stable coins are probably the way to go. So let's see, what else do we have for the news tonight? So we got this covered. That covered, and I guess that's about it, guys. Let's see, what was this an article? Something interesting? Yeah, Tether's okay. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the live stream tonight. I hope you guys put some value out about. Wow, I can't even talk. I hope you got some value about it. Wow. Okay. So any more questions? Let's see. Before we head off tonight, I'm actually going to a birthday dinner tonight. That's fun. What do I think about Web3 disrupting the currently existing wildlife hunting trophy industries? Some people spend hundreds of thousands of them already. Wildlife hunting trophy industries? My God, I have no idea. I have honestly no idea. I don't even know this is an issue. Let's see. So, will Paid be launching any of the big hype games coming? Big Time, Phantom Galaxies, Champions Ascend. So we are doing Gunzilla, which is the one I'm the most bullish on. We have some others coming up that I can't tell you about or announce yet, but not Phantom Galaxies. But guys, also please, if you can, send me, if you are a paid holder or participate in Ignition, send me some stuff. And because I don't always have time, I don't always get the most up-to-date thing. So please do send some projects my way or bring them to my attention, ones I should be looking at and that we should launch. And eventually too, guys, like I said before, if you're watching this live stream, if you're a subscriber to mine, I definitely want to do like a Kyle NFT kind of thing for you guys, my community, who are tuning in and showing support, and make sure that I do give back to you guys. So this potentially can create a way that we can create a little community, and with my access to deal flow and you guys helping with research and bringing the best projects to me, what I'll definitely want to do is anyone holding one of these NFTs, will basically get access to private sale opportunities, and how that works, we'll have to figure it out. Maybe it's simply me investing my own personal money on behalf of our little Kyle DAO NFT community, whatever it is, and then airdropping that to NFT holders, whatever. But I definitely would like to create some type of little network between us, you guys and myself, that kind of, you guys help me do research, you help me find real cool projects, you make introductions, and then I make sure to give back to you guys for that, and then create a really cool cohesive ecosystem. Thanks, Tommy. Also, guys, in the description below, there's a link, and we are looking still for researchers and thumbnail artists and editors. So please go down below if you are interested in one of these positions. They are quite lucrative. We do offer some really cool upside for people that are participating, and I do need some help. So also, guys, the studio is almost set up. That'll be fun. So we should have that in the next day or two. And yeah, I'm excited to show that off to you. It won't be the full studio yet, but yeah, I got Gunzilla, guys. So Gunzilla is really, really cool. They don't have their new social media up for the actual game itself, but Gunzilla Games is how you can find it. And they're coming out with a trailer here quite soon too. So Gunzilla Games, incredible team. Vlad is amazing. And so is Elena. I don't know where she is, but yeah, anyway, this is a project one of the most bullish. They're building on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and I think it'll be the first AAA crypto blockchain game to be on PlayStation and Xbox, which is absolutely massive. Let's see. Do we have time for a couple more questions? What do I think about Frax? Okay, so Frax. So Frax. I understand how Frax works on a high level. I know that essentially what they want to do is create a 99.9% stablecoin backed or fiat backed stablecoin, and eventually over time that goes to 99% backed by dollars, 1% backed by Frax volatile token, and then eventually 98%, and then 2% volatile token, and so on and so forth. Now this is a really interesting model, and for paid, we're actually trying to think about this kind of model as well, because when we in paid markets, what we're building is a way for two people to do a business deal with each other and use escrow. Now, escrow, if you have a deal, let's say that you're building a website for me or something, and it takes 5 weeks to build, but I want to put the payment in an escrow to make sure that you get paid if you deliver, then it should be a stable coin, right? Because if I'm paying you $10,000 for the service, and I put $10,000 of a volatile token in there, so you put paid tokens, and it goes up or down, now you don't have enough value, or you have too much value in escrow, and a stable coin may be the way to go. So I think Frax is interesting. I haven't really followed up on it since the private sale back in the day, and so I couldn't really tell you exactly anything about that. Will Ignition do Avax IDOs? Absolutely. Absolutely. So we there's a whole bunch of new protocol level that we're about to roll out for paid Ignition, and Avalanche is one of them. And yeah, this is so I mean, it's easy. It's ERC20 or it's EVM compatible, so it'll work with MetaMask, everything like that. Let's see, any more questions? We definitely need a network. We could do Jupiter. I don't know anything about Jupiter. Yeah, Terra and Terra. Also, I don't know enough about Terra, but I probably should do a video, look into it a bit more, and share with you guys, because Terra, Mike, Lance says that there's no link to the in the description below. Mike will add it. And guys, if you're working on projects like Anthony is, I'm working on a few projects out, please feel free to share them my way. We're a VC, we invest, we support early stage projects. We're an incubator, we advise. And so I want to hear about any projects that you might be working on and support you guys with that stuff. And give some feedback and perspective and things like that. And yeah, please feel free to share anything that you're working on with me. You can message me on Twitter or DM me on Telegram, just my name at Kyle Chasse on Telegram, things like that. Still bullish on Sidus. Yep, I'm bullish on Sidus for sure. They're going to be at MetaCon as well, and so you actually can go and have a hands-on experience with the founders at MetaCon, play the game, check it out. Yeah, definitely still bullish on Sidus for sure. I mean, the Sidus has the most advanced economics I've ever seen on any project ever. It's insane. If you can go check out the economic papers, it'll blow your mind. And it's just the amount of thought that's been put into it is absolutely astonishing. What other do you mean what other crypto projects have quarterly calls? Yeah, only Dash Core Group does this because they're real OG pros. Not only Dash does this, Ethereum does this as well. But Dash is amazing actually. We quite good friends of ours actually, and yeah, so there's some of the Dash team that lives here in Thailand as well. I want more paid ignition Bluezilla projects. Well, Dotpad. So Dotpad is from the Bluezilla group, and we're doing some of the Dotpad launch on paid ignition. We have a partnership with Bluezilla. As you guys all should know by now, I'm very, very bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem, and Dotpad is exactly for that purpose. And then we'll do some more collaborations with the Gunzilla or the Bluezilla guys, as they're good friends of ours. They also invested in Master Ventures, our fund. And guys, also something really, really cool I want to leak to you guys right now. That I don't have like we don't have website up, and we're still probably about a month away from like website and things like that. But I'm really excited about it. We're doing a metaverse investment DAO, and this is really cool. So if you guys have ever wanted to be part of a fund essentially, or a DAO that's going to be investing in metaverse assets, this is going to be a really cool opportunity for you guys. And I want to make sure that all of you guys who are watching this have an ability to participate and in private sale and be part of the DAO that we're building. So I guess that's about it, guys. Unless we have any other questions. I don't have any other questions. Oh, I saw one about Metis. And Metis, if you guys haven't seen my video on Metis yet, I suggest that you do it. I've been talking about it since it was $3. And I'm very close with the team, and I love the project. So let's see. Any thoughts on Metis? Yeah. So go watch my video if you haven't. I talk a lot about it, and very, very bullish on it. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the show tonight. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see on the channel. If you like this format, if you like the kind of format I was doing a few months ago with the kind of short, sweet, precise videos, if you'd like to see some kind of combination of both, I would love to know your feedback. And yeah, Mooning Monkeys also bullish on. Also, another secret one coming up called Fair Play that no one knows about that I'm very bullish on, excited about. I will share that with you guys. And that's one of the things I want to make sure that I'm able to provide for you guys is like some badass projects coming up that people don't really know about. So I can put them on your radar, and you guys have a chance to get into them before a lot of other people. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.